I have an opening comment, and then I'll look forward to your questions. New Democrats came to Ottawa to get stuff done, to work for people, to fight for people, not to play Pierre Poilievre's conservative games. So we will not be supporting Pierre Poilievre's motion. His plan is to not only cut pharmacare, he wants to cut health care. He wants to cut pensions. He wants to cut dental care. Our plan is to stop him and then to strengthen our healthcare system, strengthen pensions, make sure that dental care is there for everyone who needs it. The decision moving forward is far too important for Canadians and for the middle class, and so that's why we're not going to let Pierre Poilievre tell us what to do. We're not going to listen to someone who wants to cut the things that people need. Right now, Canadians need relief, not more cuts. We've got people's back.
Why didn't you say this yesterday? Why didn't you say this yesterday?
We are letting you know today.
Why didn't you say it yesterday? You've had more than 24 hours. Why did you wait for the Bloc to say this first? Other than to maybe give yourself some political cover, why didn't you say it yesterday?
We're letting you know today.
But how can you say this when you've said Trudeau must go repeatedly? How do you square that?
In the next election, people have a choice. I stand by my words. Trudeau has let you down. Trudeau has let you down and does not deserve another choice. We are building a movement. We've shown that with 2 by-elections where we were the only federal party that was in the competition, that won one and was in the competition in the other. We were the only federal party competitive in the island of Montreal, on the island of Montreal, and in the suburbs of Winnipeg. So we are building a momentum. We're building a movement, and we're showing people that we can stop conservative cuts.
You said yesterday that Mr. Trudeau does not deserve another chance. Are you not giving him another chance today?
Not at all. Canadians will have that decision to make when the election comes. And when that election comes, we want to make it very clear. I do not believe that Justin Trudeau deserves a second chance. He has let you down. He has let you down, and it has meant that people are worse off. And if things are bad now, Pierre Poilievre is proposing a future that will be even worse. So we are here to stop conservative cuts, and I'm here to become the next Prime Minister of this country.
How can you seriously say you were competitive in Montreal where you campaigned months ahead of everyone else and you lost by coming in 3rd place?
This was a very tight race, a difference of 600 votes. We had the biggest growth of any other party. We are the only federal party, literally, that was competitive on the island of Montreal and in the suburbs of Winnipeg. No other party federally was competitive in both ridings. We are building momentum. We are building a movement because Canadians want an alternative. They feel let down by Justin Trudeau. I agree with that. That's why I'm saying he does not deserve another chance. And people don't want the cuts that Pierre Poilievre is proposing. Those cuts are going to hurt people. And that's why we're saying we are that alternative. We have shown that we can stop conservatives. We can beat them.
This guy's a lunatic.
Why was your behavior appropriate the other day with the protester? It looked like it was going to come to blows, sir.
I don't tolerate bullies. We've seen what's been happening on the Hill for the past couple of days. We got these guys that are intimidating staffers, yelling at women, harassing people. I've had people in my own caucus that were harassed and intimidated. And sometimes you got to stand up to a bully.
At some point in time, you're going to have to speak with the Prime Minister, and he will say, what things would you like for us to put in a budget or in legislation for your support? What are the key issues you want from the Liberals to continue to support them?
Well, to be very clear, we are not looking for any new deal, so there's no deal on the table. There's no deal that we're contemplating. We will not be negotiating any sort of deal. We will be fighting to make sure that there's relief for Canadians. The things that we've said from the beginning we're looking for, we want to see relief when it comes to the cost of groceries. We want to see concrete measures to lower the price of groceries. One of those measures is a price cap. That's what I proposed. Justin Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre, the Liberals and the Conservatives voted against it. Another measure that I'm looking for is relief when it comes to housing. We need to lower the cost of rent. Rent is sky high. I want to see measures around that. I want to see relief for people who are telling us again and again, it is so hard to get by. We need some relief.
How is the situation any different than the supply and confidence agreement then? You're saying bad things about the government, but you're still supporting them.
Not at all. We have a completely different scenario. We're going vote by vote. You'll recall this is exactly the scenario Canadians have been in or that governments have been in when there's minority governments. We're going to look at each vote, make a determination. It's very different from when we were in an agreement.
If you're so convinced you're the alternative, why aren't you itching to get out there and prove it?
We've shown Canadians that we can build a movement. We've started that with our 2 by-election. Great showings, strong presence in Montreal, and a victory in Winnipeg shows that we are the real alternative to fight back conservative cuts for people. We can do that. We're going to keep on building that momentum. But we're not going to play Pierre Poilievre's games. We're not here to play his games. We're not here to do what he wants. We're here to fight for Canadians. So we're going to continue to do that.
You or anyone from your office spoken to the Liberals since the supply and confidence deal has been ripped up to discuss these issues that you want done in Parliament going forward?
No.
Will you consider voting non-confidence while pharmacare is still in the Senate? You said you're taking things vote by vote, but while pharmacare is in the Senate, will you seriously consider voting non-confidence?
Well, I laid out some of the concerns that I had, and I included the fact that the Conservatives are very much interested in stopping pharmacare. So they are absolutely timing this vote right while pharmacare is in the Senate. They also want to cut dental care. They also want to cut pensions. They also want to cut our healthcare system entirely. These are all the factors that I put forward to say, no, we're not going to play Pierre Poilievre's silly games. No, not at all.
What are your thoughts on the Bloc Leader's demands that he outlined today on increasing old age security and also on supporting supply management? And he essentially said that he would vote against the government if they don't do those two things. Do you support those demands?
Supply management is something that we've long supported. We believe that it is a strong way to encourage an agriculture sector in Canada. It works very well, of course, for the dairy sector. We believe in it. We want to see more measures that support local farming. So it's something that we've long supported. And when it comes to, what was the first one again?
Pensions, the old age
Pensions,
security.
of course. Yeah, we ran on, in our platform, we ran on increasing pensions so that seniors can live with dignity. Right now, seniors, if you're looking at OAS and GIS, the rough maximum that seniors can get from that is about $1,700. During the pandemic, we had established that people need at least $2,000 to get by. We ran on a campaign of increasing the amount that a senior receives to above $2,000 to give them some ability to live with dignity. We believe in that. We'll continue to fight for that. Pierre Poilievre wants to cut people's pensions. We want to strengthen it. Thank you. Merci.